talk.
We did a study with COVID-19 anxiety, nationally representative study in the States. This is still under review, but I love the findings, so I want to share. We asked people every day for 2 weeks. We got them to rate their anxiety and also to indicate which of 12 or 13 different tools they use to manage their anxiety. And the tools range from those that were healthy to those that were unhealthy. So examples of healthy tools would be things like focusing on the bright side, interacting in a healthy way with other people, exercise, meditation, and so forth. Unhealthy tools would be things like drug use, venting, avoidance.
Yeah.
When we look at the data, what we find is that using individual tools doesn't really make a difference in daily anxiety. So using this or that tool doesn't move the needle on people's anxiousness each day. What does predict declines in anxiety is using healthy combinations of tools. So the people who use the most healthy tools, so 5 or 6 of them together, those people displayed a 30% lower daily anxiety rate from the people who use the least healthy combinations of tools. So it's about how these tools come together and combine that I think is where the magic of coping happens. And what's interesting to me about that from a scientific point of view is that's not what we have been studying for all of these years. What we've instead been studying is the individual tool. And so I think where we need to now go is looking at these complex interactions. And, you know, while the science does that, which will likely take 20 years, because that's how slow things go, what I tell people I speak to who are not scientists, who are just trying to figure out what to do with chatter is, you can try these different tools out in your life and see how they combine. And if they work well, keep doing it. And if they don't work well, try something else. That's one of the advantages of them being so remarkably easy to use in so many cases.
Interesting. So what basically are the necessary components for a combination? So if you do yoga and that's supposed to reduce maybe anxiety, and then like how do you define a combination?
And then that's the thing. So we're just trying to figure this out. Like literally, this is how, but I can tell you that if I generalize from my own experience, which you know doesn't necessarily have any research behind it except for my own subjectivity, I'll typically use like 4 or 5 tools. Like this past weekend, something happened. I got an email. There's a little bit of chatter. I started coaching myself with my own name silently, like I give advice